Hey everyone, it's David, and you're seeing some Bioshock 2 Minerva's Den gameplay. This is the first video in a new series on my channel called Last Generation's Finest. Now the next generation of consoles is quickly approaching with the launch of Wii U later this November. It's debatable whether Wii U is actually delving into the next generation or whether it's just catching up to the current generation. Wii U is bringing with it a lot of innovations like a touchscreen controller and better graphical capabilities than current generation consoles are able to provide. But a lot of the launch titles of Wii U are things that we already have on this generation, like Mass Effect 3 and Black Ops 2. Those are all playable on the Xbox 360 and PS3. So you can easily argue either case, whether Wii U is just catching up to the current generation or whether it's delving into the next generation, but most of us console gamers are already next-gen minded. We're not really thinking about what the current gen can provide for us because a lot of the hardware capability of the current generation of consoles has been maxed out. But you do see titles like Assassin's Creed 3 and Halo 4 looking like they could already be played on another generation of Xbox or PlayStation 3. Halo 4 looks absolutely stunning. And you have to wonder whether the current generation of consoles can go on for quite a bit. They're certainly selling well, but a lot of what possibly can be done has already been done. So there isn't much developmental potential left for the current generation of consoles. But as we move forward into the next generation, it's important to look back upon what was so good about the Xbox 360, PS3, and Wii console generation. The title of my series is The Last Generation's Finest, and we're going to look at some of the best games these consoles had to offer. Bioshock is one of the best games of the last generation, and it will also stand as one of the best games of all time. It came out in 2007. And 10 years from now, Bioshock will still be a great experience. You're seeing me play Bioshock 2, but I'm talking more about Bioshock as a series. Bioshock went on sale in the Xbox Live Marketplace this past week, and so did Bioshock 2 and all of its DLC. I didn't have Minerva's Den unlocked as a DLC yet, so this was a great chance to pick it up. It was only 400 Microsoft points. And Minerva's Den is great. It's just an add-on to the current game. It doesn't do much different, but it's still very good story-wise. You also get new weapons, new plasmids, and new enemies to fight. But I like Bioshock 2's main game so much that I just had to get this add-on. Also, Bioshock Infinite is on the horizon, and I intend to play through both Bioshock 1 and Bioshock 2 completely before playing Infinite. I played Dishonor last week, and I was reminded of Bioshock. Dishonor had a perfect integration of physical combat and magic, just like Bioshock had a perfect integration of weapon combat and plasmid combat. In both games, you explore a richly designed world that felt alive, and not just unique to the game, but felt like it could really exist in an alternate universe somewhere and would still be there after you had long gone. Both Dishonored and Bioshock are distinctive games, but they do have similar underlying gameplay characteristics. The success of Bioshock really helped along the merging of genres, with shooters adopting more strategy and role-playing elements, and becoming more than just mindless shooting. The first time you stepped into Rapture, the underwater city in which Bioshock 1 and Bioshock 2 takes place, was definitely one of the most unforgettable gaming moments of all time. The story in Bioshock and Bioshock 2 dealing with research ethics was really thought-provoking and enhanced by finding all the audio diaries left everywhere for you. Bioshock 1 had one of the biggest plot twists ever, and I'm not going to delve deep into it and spoil it just in case you haven't played Bioshock yet, but would you kindly please play Bioshock? And who could forget that Bioshock invented one of the most iconic and scary gaming bosses of all time, the Big Daddy. The Big Daddy is so iconic that it's featured as a representative in PlayStation All-Stars. The Big Daddy watches over the little sister as she gathers Adam. If you defeat a Big Daddy, first of all, congratulations, because that's pretty difficult to do on any difficulty. But next, you have a choice. You can either harvest the little sister by ripping her open and taking out the Atom Slug, or you can save her If you harvest her, you get more Adam initially, but if you save her, you don't get as much Adam, but you get a more happy game ending. It's a really tough decision, as Adam is crucial to empowering your character to develop more plasmid slots and become stronger in any way. So that's a choice you're going to have to make, and your choice is reflected in the ending of the game. Even more so in Bioshock 2, as there are a lot more endings. And Bioshock just makes you think about everything you're doing and thinks about philosophy and ethics as a whole. What other game resonates in you so long after you finish playing it? The graphics and art direction are gorgeous to look at, and it just adds to the strongly haunting atmosphere of Bioshock and Rapture and makes me want to look at everything and explore everywhere. The audio was fantastic, the ambient noise adds to the tone and mood, and the era-specific music helps it along. All in all, with everything that Bioshock and Bioshock 2 provided, it was one of the most cohesive experiences of the last generation. Bioshock 2 felt more safe in terms of a game, and it didn't stray too much from design mechanics of the original, and it didn't venture out into, pun intended, deeper waters. The multiplayer of Bioshock 2 wasn't really needed, but the legacy of Bioshock 2 was ultimately damaged by the fact that Bioshock 1 was so good and it was such a hard act to follow. But anyways, I seriously hope that you guys have a chance to pick up either Bioshock or Bioshock 2 and give them a try, because if you haven't played them, you're missing out on some of the best experiences the current generation and the last generation had to offer.